Okay, y'all, today we will be doing a reteach, and our reteach will be over the pre-AP Common Assessment question number 10. And let me read. Monica is making a friendship bracelet out of beads and string. Each bracelet requires 7/500th of a foot of string. She has 41 feet of string. How many bracelets is Monica able to make? I will first want to use my cube strategy and annotate. I will circle important numbers like 7,500 feet and 41 feet. Now, I will box in keywords such as each requires and she has. This is the given information. So I know each bracelet requires 7/500th of a foot, and she already has 41 feet of string. How many bracelets is Monica able to make? Now, I want to think about what Monica is making. So she has bracelets that she's going to try to make. But we have a string. And this string is one piece. And what they're asking us to do is to break this string down break 41 feet of string down into 7/500ths of a foot of individual pieces. And they want us to figure out or calculate how many pieces will we have. Now, when I look at this, it looks to me like I'm dividing the string up. I'm not multiplying the 41 feet of string individually. I'm dividing it up into pieces. So I am going to divide. Now, we'll get started by setting up a division. And we do that by using our divisor. Our dividend, we'll make a dividend, which is also called the house. And we will put 41 inside the house. On the outside, we will have 7/500 because we're dividing 41 strings by 7/500 to see how many individual pieces we can get. We want to know how many times 7/500 can go into 41 feet of string. Now, we will begin dividing, but we cannot divide with a decimal in our divisor, so we have to move it over. Whatever we do on the outside of the house, we have to do on the inside. So I am going to add 2 zeros and move the decimal place over and move it to the top. Now I am simply just dividing 75 and 4,100. So I know 75 cannot go into 4. I know 75 cannot go into, I know 75 cannot go into 41. But 75 can go into 410 5 times. 5 times 5 is 25. Carry the 2. Oops, excuse me. Carry the 2. Now 5 times 7 is 35 plus 2 gives me 37. Now I would just subtract 410. I would subtract 375 from 410. 0 cannot go into 5, so I will, 0 cannot be, 5 cannot be subtracted from 0, so I will make 0 10. 10 minus 5 will give me 5. I will take away, and 10 minus 7 will give me 3. And regroup. And now we have 3 minus 3 will give me 0. Bring down the 0. Now 350. I believe, let's look at it. 75 can go into 350 4 times. 4 times 75. 4 times 5 is 20. Carry the 2. 4 times 7 is 28 plus 2 is 30. So I end up with 300. Now, when I subtract 300 from 350, I am left with 50. But I can stop right now for the simple fact that any decimal that I come up with will be just a fraction of the answer. And we're looking for bracelets, complete strings. So any partial string would not be able to make a bracelet. And she specifically asked how many bracelets is Monica able to make. So our answer would simply just be 54, and we do not have to do any more work. Thank you, and move on to the next problem. Okay, now let's look at problem number 12 from the common assessment test. Okay, Daniel is making cupcakes for a party. The recipe requires 2.5 cups of flour. Daniel wants to make half a cup of the recipe. He wants to make half of the recipe. How many cups of flour should he use to make the cupcake? Now we'll start off using our cube strategy by circling and putting numbers like 2.5 and half. Now we will box in keywords such as recipe requires 2.5 cups of flour. Given information, he only wants to make half of the recipe. Given information. Underline this question, how many cups should he make? Now, let's set this up as a multiplication and see if we can find the answer. We have 2.5 times 1/2. We'll start off with the big C method to convert our mixed number to an improper fraction. The next step will be simply to write the denominator. Now, we will start off to find our numerator. We'll go 2 times 2 gives us 4, plus 1 will give us 5. Now, we will simply bring down the 1.5 or the half, and we will multiply our numerators and our denominators. And we will end up with 5/4. Now we need to convert this back to a mixed number. This is our denominator, this is our numerator. Numerator will go in the house. Denominator will go outside. We will bring the decimal point up. And erase it out of our box. Oops. Didn't mean to use that one either. There we go. Got our decimal in the right spot. Now, 4 will go into 5 one time. And let's see here, bring down 5 minus 4 will give us 1. Now, here's the trick. If I wanted to convert this back into a decimal, I will continue dividing. But now that I already set it up, my remainder of 1 is now my new numerator. and my denominator still stays the same, and 1 will now be my whole number. And I will end up with 1 and 1/4. Answer should have been A. All right, y'all. Thank you and move on. Have a great day.